Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you? Good evening, and welcome. Welcome to Reflections, a show for women, a stream for women, career-minded women who are, caught up in the day-to-day issues with advancing in careers and advancing in their entrepreneurship opportunities and education, being awesome parents and friends, sisters, cousins, support, whatever it is. So welcome to Reflections. Remember, it's a part of my Fight to Smile brand. Oh, this is the wrong cup. It's the wrong cup, but it's a part of my Fight to Smile brand. And Fight to Smile is a reminder to the women that despite the challenges, the heartaches, the struggles, and even through the tears, just remember, keep smiling, keep looking up, and keep pushing forward. So welcome. So tonight we are talking about, let's see, I'm put the comments up. I have one comment and it's actually from me. Good evening. Good evening. But the what am I trying to say? What our topic tonight is finding that balance, between sacrifice or self-sacrifice and giving up on yourself. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was a Bible study actually, and two women were talking about the scripture, and then they were talking about some of the guilt that women can carry when they are mothers, when they are careers, and sometimes they carry extra guilt, and you don't even have to be in a career. You can just be a mother. You could be a work at home mom, because those who stay at home, you work super hard as well. So so it could be that situation. You don't have to work out of the home to still have that guilt and always feeling like there was something more that I should do, that I could have done this or I could have done that. I should have known better. And so it made me start thinking about the sacrifices that we as mothers, we as career-minded women, we as entrepreneurs, some of the sacrifices that we make, and then trying to find that balance between a self-sacrifice and actually giving ourselves away. And I have a couple examples that I want to use. So let's say in a relationship that you may sacrifice or compromise just something as simple as what we're going to have for dinner tonight. That may be a compromise where your significant other likes a particular dietary the set diet, and you don't really go for that, but it's we're taking turns. So you're going to eat tonight, we'll eat pizza because that's all you eat, or and tomorrow or we will eat a vegan diet. I don't know. So you're making a compromise. You guys are going back and forth. Tonight we'll eat at your favorite restaurant, next week we'll eat at your favorite restaurant. Sacrifice, compromise. But then, you know, because the significant other doesn't like corn, then you never ever eat corn because, and you love corn, but because he doesn't eat it or she doesn't eat it, now I won't eat it. Now that's losing yourself. That's giving yourself away. Give you another example. It could be, again, you know, I always use food. I guess it's that time of night, you know. I guess if you haven't eaten now, and depending on where you are in the country, you know, it determines whether you're looking for dinner or not. But forsaking, you know, there's sacrifice or compromise is one thing, but then forsaking all your own desires, you know, for the sake of the other person, then that's when we start losing ourselves in that relationship. What about, you know, even anybody know what I'm referring to? Anybody can relate to what I'm talking about? You know, I've seen women sacrifice doing little nice things for themselves. You know, I won't get my nails done. I won't get my hair done, or I won't even buy cute little um, lingerie for myself, okay? Because I have to sacrifice because the kids need this, or my spouse needs that, my significant other needs that, or my mama and them need this. So I will, you know, sacrifice the things that I desire to help someone else. That's sacrifice, that's compromise. But when we totally give up on those things and we never do those things, such as we never take the time to go to the doctor because we don't want to inconvenience someone else who may now have to go pick up the kids after school because you have a doctor's appointment, or we don't want to inconvenience somebody with me being sick. So then that becomes a situation where we're now losing ourselves. I see that also when, you know, in helping other people out. You know, we are, you know, do you help another individual out, a family member, a friend out who is in a crisis that was avoidable, and you help them out, but at the same time you then took that same money that you needed to get for new tires for your car, or you were getting ready to go on vacation, so you now took that money and helped them out. So at what point, you know, do we begin to lose ourselves? I see it with, you know, raising our families and raising kids. You know, some people will sacrifice a new position or a promotion because it now will, you know, just disrupt the family dynamic, or it'll move you too far away from the kids. That's a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice that some are willing to make. Some are not, you know. But that sacrifice then becomes losing yourself when you just give up on all your goals and your dreams, and you forget, you know, oh yeah, I was once an artist. Oh yeah, I was, you know, I enjoyed music. I was a great musician, or I always wanted to finish that next degree or even go back and get my GED. But, you know, I never have time now because I have to do everything else. So again, we're talking about that balance, trying to find that balance. Does anyone know? Can anyone relate to what I'm talking about? Hey, Steve, I know you called me, but you called me right before I was going live. So I'll call you back afterwards. That's my brother. That is my brother, number 5. Not my 5th brother. He was 5 on his alpha line. Hey, Tammy, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here with me tonight. But we're talking about finding that balance, you know, and when does it become, you know, when is it just I'm sacrificing this for my family, or I'm sacrificing this for my relationship, or am I literally giving myself away? And finding that balance, it is, oh my gosh, it's such a thin line, you know. And again, and it starts with the little things, you know, even in relationships, it starts with little things like I, just giving up the things that you like to do completely. You enjoy hanging out with your friends once in a while. You enjoy, doing things with your family or even being by yourself sometime. You enjoy those things, but you stop doing all those things that make you you for the sake of the relationship. And the same in raising our kids. And yes, the kids, they are demanding, they are important. And there's a balance, when you have that husband and wife relationship, that husband wife relationship is first. It comes first. I've seen so many people sacrifice their marriage for the kids, and that's just so unhealthy. It's so unhealthy, and in the long run, it does no one any good. It does the kids no good. It does the relationship no good, and it's truly out of balance. So, how do we find that balance? Um, I've seen, I've definitely seen people, when you're making a sacrifice with your family, you may limit some of those self-indulging activities, the things that you did when you were single. Well, now you don't have to, number one, you don't have time. You don't really have the time to do it. Number two, the energy to do it. And then number three, sometimes finances become the issue, because then, kids have soccer practice and football practice, and then they need equipment and all that stuff. All that stuff adds up. So, but by that same token, it becomes abandonment, self abandonment, when you stop taking time to pour into yourself. And the one thing that we have to remember, especially parents, is that the kids grow up and move away. Okay. Or at least, in a lot of circumstances, that is the goal, for them to grow up and live their own lives. And if you have spent all their lives just focused on them and you haven't carved out anything for you, then when they leave, you're lost. You're lost. I have seen parents go through conniptions when their kids leave for college. Now, of course, you're going to miss them and all that good stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm talking about all out conniptions, fallout, can't let the kids live their life, can't let go. And that's unfortunate. It's because, we didn't take the time to continue to carve out time for ourselves and to give ourselves time to breathe and time to um, cultivate those things that make us us. Anybody can relate to what I'm talking about? I see a comment over here. Hey, sis. Hey, Steve. Terry said, I'm learning not to feel selfish about taking the time I need for me. I'm so glad, Terry. I am so glad, because you are one person that I know pours out to the students, to the kids, to the district. And you give of your very best. I know that you have a wonderful relationship with your mom, and you give of yourself. And it is truly okay to say, it's my turn. It's my turn. Take time to, just take those moments for yourself. And again, when I was listening to that podcast and I was listening to the ladies share, and just the enormous guilt that one lady was sharing about what she didn't do for her kids when they were younger. She wished she had done this and wish she had done that. But you know what? We are all doing the best we can. We are doing the best we can with what we have and what we have available to us at that time. And as long as you got up that day and you said, look, I did the best I could with what I had, then there's no regrets. There's no regrets. And I think, kind of in the back of our minds, we're always going to wish that we had a little more money, a little more time, a little more energy. But if you utilize the time, the energy, and the finances that you do have to the best of your ability, then there are no regrets. Now, if you didn't do it to the best of your ability, then that's where the regret comes in. But if you use your, and it's just my opinion, if you sacrificed and you worked and you did your best, then there is no remorse, none whatsoever, no shame, nothing. Just walk and know that I did the best I could. Now it's your turn to carry out the rest, to run the rest of the race. Anybody else have any comments out there? Anybody else know what I'm talking about? I think, so how do you find that balance? How do you find that balance? It's strategy. It takes a plan. No, you cannot accomplish all these goals that you have for yourself, for your family, for your relationship without making a plan. It doesn't just happen. You just don't just wake up and fall into your perfect life, or your the life that you're trying to create. It takes a plan. When I was thinking about the podcast, I was thinking about this couple friend that I have, and I just love them to pieces. I hope that they don't mind me using them as an example, but it's Lee and Sheila. And when they finished, they met in undergrad, and I believe he was already beginning to work on his master's. And so when they got married, they continued to work together for him to finish his master's degree. He finished his master's degree. They started, moving forward they were really moving forward in their careers and everything. Then they worked together to get her through her master's degree. It was a strategic plan. They made a plan. Then they, made plans for their kids. So their first son is off to college now, doing incredible things. Home of the Aggies, okay, doing awesome things. So it takes a plan. It takes a plan. It takes sitting down and writing out a plan. What are my goals? What am I going to accomplish this year? What am I going to accomplish? I heard that, people don't accomplish their New Year's resolutions. I don't understand that. What do you mean you didn't accomplish your New Year's resolution? Why not? I just don't. That just doesn't make sense to me, because if it's something that you want to do, then you make plans to make it happen, and then you can put in steps along the way. Where should I be in 3 months? Where should I be in 6 months? Better yet, where should I be in a week from now? Where should I be a month from now? And make those plans. Now, that's not to say that COVID came in and just wrecked everything. Then you have to reassess, readjust. Don't abandon the dream. Don't abandon the vision. It just may take restructure. It may take more work. It may take a little extra time. I see a lot of people who will, well, if I can't accomplish it in no, here's one. I've heard people say, well, I'm not going to go back to school now because I won't finish my degree till I'm 30. I won't finish my degree till I'm 40. I won't finish that certification till I'm 50. You're going to be 30, 40, or 50 anyway. So why not be that with the degree or the certification that you want? What's the difference? What's the difference? It's not like you're not going to be 30 or that age that you thought was so ridiculous. So if you're going to be that age, then why not be that age with that certification that you wanted? Doesn't that make sense? Anybody? Does that make sense? You have to be intentional. Terry said you have to be intentional. It does not happen by chance. That is so true. That is so true. It does not happen by chance. So thank you. Thank you for that. What are you guys drinking today? Anybody have anything? What you sipping on today? I have cranapple juice. I'm drinking my cranapple juice tonight. Anybody else? What do you have? What are you sipping on? Who? Steve, I don't know if I want to know. Terry, are you sipping on anything? You have some tea or water or anything? She's laughing. Oh goodness. But yeah, we have to definitely be strategic in our plans, because when we put other people or make other people our world, oh my goodness. When we make other people our world, be it our kids, be it our spouses, God forbid it's our jobs. When we make that our world, then our worlds come crashing down when they choose to live their own life, okay? Or they choose a different path. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Um, so when the kids decide that they're going to do things, but I'm not even going to say that they did anything negative. They just grew up and they moved on and went on with their lives. Not, and just because it's not the lifestyle or the life that you expected, they have moved on with their lives. And when they have moved on with their lives, and if you don't have a life, and you'll be trying to go to their house, still do their laundry, and they grown, living with somebody, married, and you there trying to do their laundry. You're there trying to pick up all the pieces. That's some crazy stuff. That's insanity. We have to let our kids live their lives, let them move on and, live their lives. And, excuse me, but it doesn't happen, or we have a hard time adjusting when we don't take that time to find that balance again between self sacrifice and giving ourselves away. And again, it happens in relationships, it happens in the workplace, and it can happen in parenting. So that's really just all that was on my heart tonight that I wanted to talk about. Checking my comments, see if there are any other. I'm reading my comments about these beverages that people are drinking. All right, sounds. Oh goodness, sounds good. Sounds good. So thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. But it's so good to be here. I was on vacation last week. I went to see one of my sons, who he and his wife are having a baby, and they had their baby shower. They live in San Diego. And I tell you, we had so much fun. I just knew I was going to miss my plane. I was like, because I had never been to a baby shower like that before in my life, ever. And I've been around the globe. Well, no, I won't say around the globe, but I've been around a while. And I've been to many baby showers, never one like that. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna make this flight. Because I had to fly out. I had to go to a conference in Seattle. So, but some kind of way, I made that flight and I made it safely, and had a wonderful time at the conference. It was career. It was, through my job. The conference was through my job. My vacation was on me. But we had a wonderful, wonderful time at the conference, and now I'm back. So next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about mothers and motherhood and things like that. And the week of Mother's Day, well, the week preceding Mother's Day, we're going to do a tribute to moms, whether they're still with us or not. So I hope you join me. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you so much. And just remember that the things that we want in life are intentional. We have to carve it out. We have to make time for it. We have to make time for those relationships. We have to make time for that time that we spend with our kids. We have to make time for our careers. And most importantly, we have to make time for us. So this week, I hope you do that. Hope you take the time to make time and take time for you. So thanks for so much for being here tonight. And I will see you all very soon. Take care.